you know, we have this 10 Commandments, but we also have this guy who was in Greece. His name is Solon, and he, I might be mispronouncing his name. He was born around 638 BCE, so quite a long time before Christ and such, and roughly about the same time as Moses is supposed to have lived. He has really influenced Western thought quite a bit. He created the first constitution for Greece that was sort of made Greece a sort of basically a secular state. Instead of being a king's and a king's whims, he said, well, we got to have this thing that sort of transcends that. And so he created a constitution for Greece, and many of the concepts from that were borrowed into our Constitution in the United States and such. But he had a set of rules, his own 10 Commandments, which is kind of a simplified, if you will, moral philosophy, and I think it's a really good one. I think it's worth looking at and admiring that someone could come up with this. And the 10 are, one is trust good character more than promises. You know, that makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? It kind of tells you a lot about how to deal with people.
Yeah.
Do not speak falsely, so don't lie.
Okay. Do
good things. So a whole bunch of different commandments from the 10 Commandments gets kind of condensed into that. Here's a good one. Do not be hasty in making friends, but do not abandon them once made. You know, is there anything in the Bible about friendship? What a wonderful, you know, social glue thing friendship is, and how important that is. And the Bible more or less ignores it.
Jesus said, "You must hate your family if you want to join me."
Right.
I don't know the exact quote, but it was along those lines.
Right. Abandon your family and follow me, because they're not going to give you eternal life.
Yeah.
Learn to obey before you command. That's another good one for you know, social interactions, that sometimes there are leaders and sometimes there are followers. And it helps to be a good follower before you learn how to be a good leader. When giving advice, do not recommend what is most pleasing, but what is most useful. That seems pretty decent. Make reason your supreme commander. So he liked reason too. We atheists are just really gung-ho about reason. Do not associate with people that do bad things. You know, watch the crowd you hang out with. I think that's great advice. Honor the gods. Now, this is you know, the only secular one, and you know, you could spin that as you know, be tolerant of other people's faith.
Yeah, but we don't need to start interpreting his words.
Right.
In terms of honor the gods, he's not perfect. Scratch that one.
Right.
So now we're down to nothing.
The last one is have regard for your parents, which is not, you know, blindly obey your parents, but you know, listen to them because they have some good advice. Yeah. So we could quibble about number 9, but gosh, the others are just really just dead on. And
again,
these are like,
in a lot of situations, though, those are decent ideas to follow. But it's certainly not the kind of things where you codify these and say, okay, here are these 9, 10, or whatever commandments that you stick by.
Right.
Because have regard for your parents. Well, regard them, yes, but if they abused you, to hell with them.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Right.
Given the specific situation, you know, your parents may not be worthy of your respect.
Right. So
usually they do.
Use reason as your supreme
Usually
commander.
our views are, you know, it was my parents, you know, I couldn't stand it when they made me go to summer camp that time. But again, that's a short-term view. But so.
The content of this video is produced by the Atheist Community of Austin, a nonprofit educational organization promoting positive atheism and the separation of church and state. If you enjoyed this content and are willing and able to provide a donation, please visit the website below.